What is going on, everybody? Silver Scrounger here, and today we are going to do our monthly check-in with the silver price as well as what premiums have been doing, because today is Silver Sunday.
Check it out.
All right. Before we get started, I want to thank someone, actually a couple of people. One of them is PlumberStacker. He and Texas Joe had a live auction going on last night, and I jumped in there and did a little bit of bidding here and there, and come to find out that they sent me some wonderful love over to in the way of subscribers, and I automatically jumped way up over 200. I'm thinking I'm at 210 as I video right now. So that is a wonderful thing. I was really hoping to be able to get up above 200 before the end of the year, and they made it happen for sure. So PlumberStacker and Texas Joe, I really appreciate what you did. And for all those that subscribe to me, thank you very much. Make sure you hit that bell notification so you get notifications of when I post new videos. And the reason for that is because once I hit that 250 mark, which is coming up quick, I'm only 40 away, but once I hit that 250 mark, I'm going to be giving away this beautiful 2021. Let's see if I can't get in there without the light glaring on it. This 2021 Type 2 American Silver Eagle. So once I hit that 250 subscriber mark, I'm going to be doing a video for the entry, and then I'll have another video for the winner of that. So make sure you're paying attention to it, and hopefully we'll get that given away here shortly. But I gotta hit that 250 subscriber mark. Anyway, let's get to our video. Alright, so last month, let me pull out our paper here. When we looked at the silver premium, pretty much everything was going up as far as the premiums. Price was going up a little bit too, the silver price. But if you looked on November 21st from October 17th, all these premiums were going up. There's one or two here that went down, and mostly is because it was on sale. But we looked at the generic rounds, American Silver Eagles, Canadian Maples, generic bars, and constitutional. And that's what happened. So we're going to look at them today to see what they've done in the last month. And before we get into everything, we're going to look at the silver price first. So here we are looking at the last month for silver price, and from when we last checked in, it has done pretty much nothing but drop. And a lot of times lately we've seen where prices drop and the premiums will stay the same or rise. So interested to see what happens here. But we started out in the middle of November well over the $24 mark. It was $24.90 on November 18th, which happens to be the high over the last month. And then it just quickly drops down, and it just continued to drop down until it hit 22.30-ish is where it just hung out for most of the month. And then it dropped down into the $21 range there for just a couple of days before it bounced back up. And right there was right when they decided to raise the limit, our debt limit. The government raised our debt limit, and I guess it made everybody relax a little bit, and next thing you know, the price jumps back up another, what, dollar I think it was, almost 80 cents. So here we are at $22.36. But when we look at the online dealers that we're going to be looking at, we're going to use whatever they have for spot to figure out what their premiums are. So we're going to get to it and see what we find out. First one up is APMEX. Alright, so here we are on the APMEX website, and the first one pulled up is our good old trusty Buffalo round. And as we have done in the previous videos, we're going to use the price for 1 to 19 as how many you're buying, and as if we're using a credit card. So this price here, $25.97, means nothing when we look at it. What we're going to look at is right here where it says 1 to 19 and credit card / PayPal. So the first one up is $28.09. That is the going price for the generic rounds at APMEX. And I'll be writing all these down so we can take a look at them together and compare after I'm done going through all these. Now we're going to go to the American Silver Eagles, and this is for random year. This one they're selling for $34.86 for 1 through 19. Now, if you have the amount of money you need to be able to go and use check or wire and buy over 1,500 of them, then you can get them pretty cheap, $31.47. But most of the people that I know aren't quite able to go that high. So we're sticking with the 1 through 19 using a credit card. Now we're going to pull up the Canadian Maple Leaf. This one has been doing really good, and right now they're selling at APMEX for $30.49. So a lot lower than the American Silver Eagle. So let's go to the next one, the generic bars. I just pulled up the cheapest one that I could find on their site, and this one would be it. And I just happen to have a few of these. They're nice, and their going price is $28.82, which is about 70 cents or so, 73 cents more than what the generic rounds are going for. So I don't know if generic bars are the way to go anymore. Every last 3 months I've been watching, they've always been more expensive than the rounds. So I think I'm going to stick with buying rounds as far as the generics go. But $28.82 is what that one is. Let's go to the next. Now this one is for the Constitutional Silver. And it's kind of hard to figure it out on some of these. I just went with the cheapest I could find, and that was going to be right there on top that you see, the 90% silver dimes and the quarters, and it's about the same price for them. And if you look, it's $103.57 for $5 face value. Multiply that by 2 to get the $10 of what the quarters are, and it comes out to be the same, $207.14. Now, to figure out what $1 face value is, all you got to do is divide it by 10. So what they're charging is $20.71 per $1 face value. So that's what we're going to use, $20.71. So now we're going to get to SD Bullion. And first one up, our silver rounds, our generic silver rounds are going to run $27.64. So it's about, I think, 45 cents or so cheaper than APMEX for the rounds. So that tends to go hand in hand with the last few times I've done this. SD Bullion has always been cheaper than APMEX. So I got that written down, 27.64 per 1 ounce for the generic rounds. Now we're going to be looking at the American Silver Eagles. This one was the only one that I could find that was in stock and was not any of the crazy priced ones that they have, such as graded coins or certain year BUs. But the only one I could pull up were the 2021 Type 2s, and they are selling for $35.34. So that's the one we're going to have to go with. It's higher than APMEX, but APMEX it was for random years. And I'm also using everything that they have in stock. So that does have a play into it as well. Now we're going to look at the Canadian Maple Leaf. This one I was able to get random year, and they are definitely cheaper than APMEX at $29.36. So that's almost $1 cheaper. But if you look, they are on sale. How much it is on sale, I don't know. So I don't know if it's just 50 cents cheaper on a normal day or what. But right now, the Maple Leafs at SD Bullion are on sale at $29.36 each. Now, if you buy a little more, you might get a little better deal, but there's what it is. So, next one we got coming up, the generic silver bars. So, going off of this one, $27.95 is their price for the generic bars. And again, it's about 40 cents more than what the generic rounds are. So, again, I'm about the rounds more than the bars today. So there's our price. It was $27.95, and we'll go take a look at the last one for this company, which is our Constitutional Silver. So this was the cheapest I could find on SD Bullion, and it was for a $10 face value, and they are charging $215.48. So that is a $21.54 per face value. So we'll get all that written down, and we will get to our next company, which is JM Bullion. Now, the first ones that they had in stock, and the cheapest, was brand new Silvertown Buffalo rounds, and they are charging $27.77 for those. So not a bad price. And as I mentioned, I'm using their spot prices, which you can see up top here. It's silver is $22.47 for JM Bullion. It was $22.44 for SD Bullion and $22.48 for APMEX. But we're going to continue on and look at our next one, which is the American Silver Eagle. And the cheapest one that I could find that they had in stock is right here, if it'll ever pull up. The 2015 American Silver Eagle. And they had those listed for $36.42. So, by far the most expensive out of those three. Get that written down real quick, and we'll go to the next one, which is the Canadian Maple. And again, the first one I could find, which was also the cheapest on their website, was the 2021 1 ounce, and they are charging a $30.37 price for 1 ounce. So it's a little bit more than SD Bullion only because they are on sale, but it is a hair less lower than Atmex. So $30.37 here on JM Bullion, and we'll cover the last one as far as the bars and rounds. The silver bar, 1 ounce JM Bullion or JBR. I'm not sure what that is, but it's kind of cool. But this 1 ounce bar, they are charging $28.084, which is a little more than SD Bullion, but a whole lot less than Atmex. And we'll compare everything together on the paper after I have it written down. But first, we're going to have to look at the Constitutional Silver. So $10 face value is what I could find the cheapest, and using the credit card or PayPal is $223.15. So for $1 face value, it's $22.31, which is by far the highest out of all three of the companies. Hopefully you guys can read my chicken scratch here once I'm done. Alright, so let's go back and take a look at what I have here. Alright, so now that we're back, I went through, and this was last month's when I wrote it all down. This is today, of course. Well, actually yesterday when I checked it, but recording today on Silver Sunday. All the prices are the same because we just went through them online in real time to my viewing or videoing. But these are all the prices, and as I said, Atmex was pretty much higher on everything except for the Constitutional Silver, which is a good change. They are way lower than the other ones, but all the rest of them are pretty much all as you see. Now, I did go and ask one of my local coin shops that I deal with frequently what their going prices are, and you can see there's a huge difference. For generic rounds, it's $26.23. By far outperforms any of the three big dealers that I have there. And then the American Silver Eagles is just a hair under $32, which you are not getting that deal from them at all. And that's for just general common year. So, and then for the Canadian Maple Leaf, just a hair under $28, which is, again, well beat out. The $20.36 is for the Constitutional Silver. That is for one face value or $1 face value, and it's also for the dimes and quarters, being Roosevelt dimes and Washington quarters. But again, it's lower than any one of the online dealers. And then the generic bars are $26.73. Now they are following the same trend as all the online dealers. They're 50 cents higher than the generic rounds. So again, if you're stacking for weight, right there is what you want to do. The generic rounds, and you want to do it most likely from your local coin shop. Now that we have all those prices, which is basically what you're paying for each one of these and whatnot, we got to figure out what the premiums are. And all you do to figure that out is you take what the actual price that you're paying for these and you subtract what the current spot price is for silver. So if spot price is $22.36, and we'll say a regular generic Buffalo round costs you $27.36, Well, that's a $4 premium. So I went ahead and did all that, and we're going to take a look at it. Here it is. I don't know if you guys can see it too well, but I'm going to go through. APMEX, pretty much everything dropped by a little bit, especially the Constitutional Silver. They dropped down huge. $1.83 per face, or actually for 1 ounce of Constitutional Silver, which is $1.40 in face value. But yeah, pretty much everything except for the Canadian maple, it jumped up a little bit by 22 cents, but everything else dropped. Not by much. ASEs did a little bit, but they're pretty high anyway. So, and then we got SD Bullion. Their generic rounds jumped up a little bit, but everything else dropped. And again, the Constitutionals dropped considerably. JM Bullion, they dropped only on a couple, on the generic bars and the Constitutional dramatically, but they went up on everything else. So maybe they're trying to get more in line with the other two or whatever, but I don't know. They both went up, or they went up on all three of these here. On the generic rounds, the American Silver Eagles, and Maples. Now, I haven't been keeping track of the local coin shops as far as what their premiums were. I think they stay pretty much the same, but these are the premiums right here, and they are all lower than what any of these are. Well, actually, this is today's. So there you have it. That is what's been going on. Premiums are showing signs of dropping a little bit for the most part. Silver price has been dropping, and we will see what happens with that. The next one that I'll be doing will be in the middle of January for checking on the spot price and premiums. And also, this will be my only, or not only, but my last Silver Sunday video for this year. Got tons of things planned for the holidays, so I'm not going to have a whole lot of time to be able to get these Silver Sunday videos going when I'm spending time with family. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, leave a thumbs up for that video by liking the video, and leave a comment on what you're finding are some prices and premiums in your area. I'm always interested to know what you guys are paying in other areas, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Till then, Silver Scrounger saying thanks for watching, and keep on stacking. I want to thank everyone for watching my video. It is greatly appreciated. If you enjoyed it, found it informative or entertaining, please hit that thumbs up button by liking the video. Also, comment on what you think about anything discussed. I'm always interested to hear other people's thoughts. Until next time, this is Silver Scrounger saying thanks for watching, and keep on stacking.